Come on in the room. Hey, yeah. What's up, everybody? I'm not gonna keep y'all long today. I'm gonna be like, just like Daisy, just gonna do a little job and we'll do it. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing good out there in the building and all that kind of good stuff. Well, y'all know the tonight's topic. Child, I gotta work on getting this headphone together because this headphone is not working. Jesus, it's messing with my hair and everything. Hold on, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Um, ooh, I don't know what's going on with it. Let me see. Okay, maybe that's better. No, let's not raise up. Yes. So tonight's subject is going to be side piece, because it's side piece day. So we're going to be talking about the benefits, the pros and cons, whatever the case may be. And I'm gonna give it to y'all very factual, uncensored, direct to the point, and y'all know how I do it. I'm gonna give y'all that. I'm gonna give y'all some laughter, some love. It's gonna be coming straight from the heart. So until then, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this night of what? The real talk. Let's get into it. Alrighty then, y'all. Thank you for coming in and being a part of it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So what we're gonna be getting into tonight is we're gonna be getting into side piece because I figured yesterday was Mother's Day. All of the mothers and the first baby mamas or second baby mamas done had that day. Today's side piece day. So we're gonna be talking about the side piece. So to help along with the conversation this evening, the one and only Golden. Hey girl.
Hey, how are you?
And I'm doing good. So this is gonna be old touchy subject. So I got us a couple of videos that we're gonna go along with it. On pros and cons, do's and don'ts of being a side piece. You know, so I guess let's go ahead and get right on into it. So before how I always do it, you know, I got to bring the Lord and give Him His times and His praise and His glory. Just a little light something, something. So where's she at? Because she was dancing for me for a minute ago. Um, I'll give me a second, child. Well, while y'all waiting on me, how you been, Miss Golden?
Lovely. Had a beautiful Mother's Day.
That's
Um,
good.
I wish Mother's Day came with a Monday off, but
Us real folks, we got to work. Some people don't have to, but us has to get up and work.
I know.
You have several different things that you have to do.
Tell me about it.
Mm.
Tell me.
Well, let's go ahead and kick this in, and then we're gonna get started right on into our conversation. Oh, I've had trials and listen, everybody that forgot church, y'all know y'all still can give us a praise the Lord at any time. That the church is a building, but you have to make a relationship with the Lord. Maybe taking a sip, I'm for just a second, so y'all have to forgive me. Alrighty, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get into the topic of conversation this evening. The one and only official Lily is in the building. What's going on, Lily? Thank you,
Good
Eugene.
evening,
Eugene said
Saints.
my
Good
face is
evening.
beat this evening.
Yes, it
It's the
is,
lipstick
darling.
for me. Can I ask what the color of the lipstick is?
So the lipstick is it's a lip gloss. It's LA lip gloss. And shit, it don't even give me the color to it. But
That's
it's
fine. You said LA lip gloss?
LA lip gloss from
Yeah.
Family Dollar Child.
So let me go
Ain't that
grab
it?
mine, honey. Yes.
So alrighty then, let's get
Hey,
into
Spider
this.
Woman.
Hello, darling. Hello.
Yes.
So, like I said, y'all, we're gonna be doing a little bit of the videos to make us laugh and think about different things though too. But we're gonna be talking about this conversation. So Eugene just said, it's okay to to be on the side, um, to be on the side and have one. You get two sides and a biscuit at Popeyes. So my subject tonight is side piece day. That's what we're gonna be talking about. You know, most
You
side
get
pieces get either the February 13th or the 15th. And then, the baby mama number twos and number threes, number fives and number 12s, and then not the baby mamas, and then the side piece, you know, baby mamas. That's the everything else. That's the boys, the girls, and all them in between. They get
right.
either, the day before Mother's Day or get the day after Mother's Day. So today's officially that day for them to be sharing,
So this is for
sharing
like
and
the baby
caring.
mamas two and up.
So, most of the time, from what I equated, and I sat back and I watched, normally the first baby mama and maybe the second baby mama or, the wife, normally gets the presents on the actual Mother's Day and they get, treated and everything like that. And then, the rest of the week afterwards, they're trying to take and make up for it. So if they have five and six baby mamas, you know, they give them all their own days, but it's not actually on the actual day. So, I've never been married, and I think the only person on the panel has been married before is Golden. So I'm gonna start with you. How do you feel about the whole side piece thing?
Um, well, I feel that I'm just gonna say the main position sucks. Being the wife and being we just gonna call it the head girlfriend or whatever you call it. Nowadays, the side piece gets more respect. They get more time. So yes, you get ahead on the holidays and things of that nature, but when it comes down to it, they get more attention, they get more affection, they get more money. The main just has to do more work. So
So
I
you feel like the side piece um get has more benefits than the first or the original?
correct.
Hmm. Well, how you feel about that, Lily?
I actually kind of agree because having been knowingly and unknowingly a side piece, they do tend to treat the side pieces a bit better, but that's when you stay in a side piece place. Um, and then when I say better, I mean in terms of gifts, in terms of attention, and things like that. And now, given my experience is coming from the queer experience, so they might have a girlfriend, and then I'm the human being with a dingling in between my two legs, so it's a bit different experience over here. But nonetheless, um, I do agree. The main being the main is kind of really not all it's claimed to be, at least in recent times.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And I also feel like, but in the same token, I also feel like side pieces are not just being side pieces anymore. And I think that has a lot to do with it.
Okay, explain that.
So I feel like for being a side piece, you're a side piece. You don't need to be seen. You don't need to be heard. When y'all meet up, you meet up. If it's a arrangement where y'all get gifts or whatever, so be it. But nowadays we see side pieces writing books, doing YouTubes where they're just telling all the business, things like that.
So do you feel
Like
like the side
not
piece
being a
should not
side
be
piece.
run off at the mouth?
Right. You trying to be the main piece, but it's like, sweetie, you were chosen to be the side piece, and I'm just like, stay in your place. But that's just me. Like,
Well, I do feel the same way with you, um, as being a side piece knowingly and unknowingly. Because let's just be real, all of us at one point in time were in that position. I'm trying to look for something. I'm trying to look for something while I'm talking. So I do feel like what you're saying is that sometimes it starts off as just being cool with the person and it grows from there. And um
oh, Eugene asked a great question. Why would a side want the main role? Because they want to be the main bitch. But if you play your side piece right, you getting all the benefits without the responsibility.
hey, Breezy Bree. Okay. The side piece is the vacation. And in ooh, go
Oh,
ahead on.
does she
Go
get?
ahead on. I'm trying to find something. Go ahead on, Regina.
Ooh. And that's another thing too. Like, so if you start out as a side piece to become the main, do you not think the same thing is gonna happen to you?
I'm a firm believer in the way that you get a person is the way that you will lose a person too. So if you start off wrecking somebody else's household, unless the household was already wrecked before you came into the situation.
Which is usually the case most of the time.
But then again, nowadays, how is it that you don't know? So a lot of times, like let's just be real, all these dating apps and stuff, men and females are not being truthful and honest on those apps. You know what I'm saying? They're saying that they're single, this, that, and the third, but then they got a whole situation. Um, when it comes down to it, I'm sorry, y'all. I really am trying to find this because
Well, I think,
I got a side piece contract I wanted to read.
oh, not a side piece. Come on, contract.
Yes.
I feel like now social media has added to kind of like the side piece not wanting to be the side piece now. Because in some way, if you do come forward and say, "Yeah, I'm sleeping with so and so's husband, wife, whoever," you're almost getting given a badge for it now. It's like your 15 minutes of fame.
Yeah, and okay, so I'm from old school, and I do feel like that with the old school mentality, when you are a side piece, like you said, what goes on between you and them is what goes on between you and them. The what you it's so many people now trying to get the limelight from the main chick, but and like Golden was saying, being a main chick, baby, you got so many more other responsibilities. Like maybe he comes to you and talk about some things that he wouldn't necessarily talk to about with the main chick,
Hmm.
but then again, sometimes they be trying to take and look out and make a whole the what's the new thing? It's the poly thing now. So
Right.
some people are trying to do the whole poly thing and then still trying to outdate date outside there.
Ooh, I have so many questions. So my first question is it ever appropriate for the wife or the main to fight the side piece?
You said what now?
No.
Is it ever, is it ever appropriate for the wife or the main to fight the side piece?
Why would I be fighting them and not take the anger to where it belongs? That's to the husband or the boyfriend.
Well, that's why I asked because so many, as we often see on Twitter videos and Instagram videos and TikTok videos,
Oh,
Jerry
Regina said
Springer.
the man got the insurance.
Okay,
So anything goes wrong,
that part. That's
So
why if you gonna be man, you got to know how to work it,
Yeah, but truthfully,
manage.
it's overrated. It is overrated. And a lot of I can just speak for, heterosexual women and being involved in these relationships where you get trapped by marriage. That's why marriages go bad. At the end of the day, they do not hold up their end of the bargain. If they were wonderful while you were dating, that's the flowers, the roses, everything, the attention. And then when the marriage comes, and the responsibility of children and purchasing property and opening businesses and the stress of life comes, the relationship turns into a business proposition. That's why you're supposed to
Mhm.
get married. It locks you in. But everybody still needs fun. And a lot of these gentlemen don't make time for the main point to have fun because you're arguing or you're working together or you're building together. No one really wants to, not to be funny, have sex with their equal. So now you're spending too much time together. You have children, you money is tight, so when he comes home with an elaborate gift and you know that, I said elaborate, we gonna work on that. um it's late. uh,
Yeah, for you, it's
when
definitely late.
when he comes home with expensive gifts and you already know the bottom line, you're like, we can't afford this, take this back. And he's like, no, I want to do this for you. And you're like, you're taking from the household. So sometimes a marriage or a serious relationship with, business attachments or property attachments or just bills in general, it takes some of the romance out of the relationship. So a long-term relationship is not always going to be sexy, but that side piece who can fluff up and put on her makeup and her heels, and she's always happy to see you, and she loves gifts and she loves going to new restaurants and spending money and having fun, because she's not building towards anything.
Hmm.
She's just there to get her bowl of fruit and go back to her house
And keep it moving.
and keep it moving. So um my whole thing is, you just have to bring the sexy that the side piece gives into the relationship. And some people don't have time to do that. I'm telling you right now, I'm on this avatar because I'm tired. I got on a headscarf. It's late. I'm on two computers still trying to pull stuff together. But that side piece, that this is her job, she went to the hair salon. She went to get her nails done. She went to get her lashes fixed. She went to go get her, went to go get her BBL massages and all this other
I ain't
stuff.
got that done yet, but I'm working on it. I ain't got my nails done either. So I agree with you. Um, and I agree with you, and then I also challenge the not necessarily not challenge what you're saying, but I just challenge the status quo. I feel like the way that you got the person is the way you're gonna have to keep the person. So if you're taking in being the sexy vixen, this, that, and the third, when you first meet that person, that's how you have to keep it going. If you show the domestic side when you first start meeting that person, I do feel like that's what you have to keep going with it. And that's the same thing with him. You know, if he was working out and then he started slacking up on working out, you got to keep it going. If he showered you with a bouquet of flowers every Friday, I feel like that he should keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like that it's a work ethic. Even it's a whole nother job. Like you have your business, then you have, or work, whichever one that you're in at that present point in time. And then marriage is a work within its own self. And any form of relationship that you intend on keeping that person interested in you is a work. It's a form of a job. So I just wanted to throw that part right there out there. Um,
Yeah,
what
I
is it?
I do believe that you do need to maintain a level of intimacy, but truthfully, you can't do the same thing that you did when you first met a person. Let's just say if you were a single person and you had no children. Now you're in a relationship, you've now moved in together. That's a different caveat. And now you're, let's just say, pregnant. Children aren't even here.
Oop, oop.
So So how are you supposed to maintain the sexy and spontaneity when you're doing new things? You're becoming a new person. So
Right.
you can't honestly, relationships have to evolve, and the definition of sexy and intimacy has to change with
Hmm.
the evolution of the relationship. So you still need to make time, and you still need to make time to understand each other and know everything is not going to be that new. And I'm gonna just say it, because I'm not beyond reproach when it comes to relationships falling apart. That newness in an old relationship is life. The fact that you don't know this person and they're you know suave, and you're not worrying about how much you're spending at dinner, and they're just funny, like the newness of a person, because you don't get that in an old relationship. You're not getting anything new. He's going to come home and you can dictate where he's going to put, the shoes go there. He's going to put his jacket there. He's going to bump his toe on the same corner. It gets a little routine. So some
Gotcha.
sometimes the new is that's what's
So,
exciting as well.
so Lily asked the audience and well, so as the panel, what would you do if you found out that the spouse was spending money on the side piece? Let's say that you're basically financially stable. What would you do?
A question in today's age because side pieces are definitely about them coins.
So whenever, so let me ask you this: when you get in a relationship with someone, sorry, y'all, I got to stretch my leg for a second. When you get in a relationship with someone, how far along into the relationship before it goes from being your checking or banking account to ours?
My God,
N-
today will always be mine.
Never. I was gonna say never.
Jatara said
I
not.
don't believe in mixing. I'm sorry.
Jatara said not with my GD money.
So, sorry, is it with your money? So can they use their money?
Yeah, but if y'all are,
If it's a poly, let's say y'all poly, and let's
Well,
be, not everyone can be poly because poly takes a lot of maturity, a lot of understanding, a lot of communication, a lot of vulnerability.
I'm gonna call
And
bullshit
people,
on
I
it.
feel like a lot of people
It's bullshit. It is just
on
glorified
poly.
cheating.
you said glorified cheating.
Well, I
It's
disagree
glorified
because I
cheating.
feel for me to be a committed relationship, monogamy is not a requirement.
Oh,
Mm,
Because I feel like for me, I can
elaborate
separate.
a little bit more.
I can separate sex from intimacy. Like I could find a man that, oh, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, and he could feel the same way about me. But like you said, well, hell, we just might want to have fun. Like maybe you going to Vegas, maybe I'm going to Paris. If we have the understanding and guidelines and rules in place, because my only biggest fear is like, don't bring no messy bitch in this. Don't bring a messy side piece into this. And that's kind of the problem with the side pieces today is so many of them just want to be messy, want to be seen, want to be heard. I'm like, you're a side piece. Stay in your place.
Mm.
Do play your role.
But even in that lifestyle, let's just talk about the lifestyle. Someone will always be second. That's just the way that it's designed. There's someone
Yeah,
that
the
got
side
into
piece.
the relationship first, and now you're looking to add on. If it's not religious based, and you're not trying to, activate some spiritual enlightenment, it's just nonsense, because someone is going to be shortchanged.
Well, but the side piece is second anyway. That's why I'm saying like side pieces are second. Ain't no you ain't first. You will never be first, and that's why I feel like a lot of the disconnect with the side pieces. They trying to be first. Like sweetie, you will never be first.
So
Stay in your
Eugene
side piece
said
role.
that he disagrees because cheating means lying. Poly allows you the
Exactly.
trust
For
to
me,
be
cheating is
vulnerable
lying.
with your partner about your sexual desires for lust fantasies is just my opinion. Mm.
That's how I see. Cheating is lying. you ain't gotta lie. Like if you wanna, like I said, I can separate sex from intimacy.
Having an understanding means it's clear as fuck. Mm.
But let's
But
be clear,
then
it's not
but
for
then
everybody. It's
why
definitely not
does
for everybody.
most poly relationships, the I'm just gonna call it the last person in, what they say first,
First time.
Last
what
in, first out.
yeah, last in first out.
Um,
And so the original relationship is the one that stays, and the
right.
person that was added to the relationship goes. Why is that? If you look at how the relationships break up, the original relationship is the one that maintains, because if someone has to go, it's not going to be either one of those persons. It's
Well,
going to be the person causing the waves.
that's why they're the sappies.
Well,
But
what
that's
if the
that's a
person that's causing
poly.
the waves is not the last one in, it's the first one in?
Well, if that's the case, that's the case. For me,
I
that's just life.
but that's what I'm stating. The one that said okay to this, and I know plenty of women right now that are jumping on board because their husbands are coming home talking about we can just do this.
Ooh,
It's another income. I don't have to cheat on
right.
you. I can just be honest. But let's just be honest, that's not how they entered the relationship.
Right.
I agree. I'm just
So
And so now, is that fair that you changed the
definitely,
terms?
no, no, no. So to me, and this is for me, and this is how I see it. Um, Over the years, doing a lot of self reflection on myself and what I want and how I am. When I go into a relationship, like I said, for me, I don't actually I don't consider monogamy to be a requirement. And for
Okay,
me, if you're in a
but
person,
if you
go ahead.
don't require monogamy, but let's just say this, you meet a gentleman,
Hmm.
you two are a perfect vibe.
Hmm.
There's no strife. Your schedules line up. Your taste in food. Your act the activities that you like doing. You two are gelling. Everything is good. And now you're
Hmm.
sitting in the bed one day, and he's like, yeah, well, I told you in the beginning I was in a poly lifestyle, and now I want to introduce this person.
I'm okay with that
Okay, so
because
you're
I
now
made the
okay with a
decision
person
up
that
front.
you're okay with the person that he's interested in. Now let's just say, if you two, not to say that you are at odds, but you two don't gel like you and him gelled. You two are y'all okay, but it's not what it used to be. Do you have the right to say you don't like what he brought to the table?
In a committed relationship, yes, I do. Because to me, it's about communicating. So, like you said, let's say he got somebody that I ain't gelling with them. Yes, being the committed part, like I'm gonna express my concerns, but then at the same time, I'm not gonna force him to necessarily throw her away. I just feel like when it comes to that, like I don't want to be with somebody where I have to control your life. Like it might come to the point, like you know what, it might be time for us to part our ways if it comes to that. But to me, I don't see any love loss. I don't see like it just is what it is.
So let me ask y'all this. What if you are in a committed relationship, but then you turn around and say, for instance, if you have a committed open relationship,
Mm-hmm.
let's change it up just a little bit. And everybody has all you have to do is let me know that you're going out and with someone or whatever like that. What if you find a deeper emotional attach with the person that you've been going out and dating on the side?
If
Do
that could
you
happen.
part ways? Do you stay? What do you do?
I mean, I think it depends on how that person might be feeling about you. But here's my thing. I feel like the reason I have this mentality is humans change over life. So let's say you get into a relationship where, like, yeah, we're going to be monogamous. We love each other, this and this and that. But 5, 6, 7 years later, it could be like, you know what? I don't. It's not that I don't love you, but I want to have some other experiences. Then what? To me,
Oh,
I'm in a place where like we can talk about that. Hey, I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm gonna be like, yes, I would be hurt, but at the same time, we are humans. Or I want to say the same. At the same time, we're humans. We go through these different feelings. Can we come to a type of agreement? If not, you know what? Maybe this is as far as we can go.
do you
And I
feel
think a lot
like
of the fear is that people have a problem or maybe a fear of, well, maybe this ain't gonna be a lifetime like we thought we did. And maybe we said at the beginning it was. Or
So
maybe
then,
we can work it out. Maybe communicate and talk through this, or maybe like, you know what, I wanted to. It could go so many different paths, but it's really all depending about how you two want to function going forward.
let me ask this then. E- Um, all relationships, regardless of whether sexual, physical, or whatever, friendships, all relationships grow and change and mature in different ways. You grow apart, you grow together, you grow apart, you grow together, depending on what you're going through in life. So, do you feel like that in life, being that it's billions of people on this earth, that there's only one soulmate for you, or do you feel like that there's multiple soulmates for you?
I don't believe it's soulmate, so
I do. Um, but
Or let's say kindred spirit,
uh,
don't say soulmate.
I could
no,
I
well,
could do that.
I believe that you have a soulmate. Now, if they're if you're ever going to meet them, that's a different question.
Mm.
There's a lot of different paths, and once you get into your journey, we all have free will. You can not be compatible with your soulmate because you've tainted your soul, so you're now a new person. So you two, even if you met, you probably wouldn't, if you're not on the right path, it probably wouldn't line up. So,
Mm.
I believed in the beginning that my son's father was my soulmate,
Hmm.
and I fell in love with him but we were children. I didn't like the man he became. And so, I see that, people change relationships to try to keep the person interested. But in doing that, you change yourself in so many ways slowly that you lose sight of the bigger picture. The bigger picture is you having a life that was worth living. It's not to make other people comfortable.
That
It's to
part,
it's to enjoy yourself. Relationships and marriages are about enjoyment, and you can't truly enjoy yourself if you're not comfortable, if you don't have confidence in where you are, and if you're not financially able to support that environment, you're not going to be comfortable. So you have to make sure that you get in a relationship, whatever it is. There's a million things out there that I don't agree with, but if you have to change to keep the relationship, it's not worth keeping.
amen.
So
Amen.
if you're comfortable being a side chick and not being a main, do that. If you're comfortable doing the work of a main, do that. If you do not wish to have a label and just enjoy life with multiple people, do that.
Mm.
Amen.
Well,
So
you better talk your shit.
here's my I feel like
I've been
soulmate
married too much. That's the problem. Shoot.
I feel like soulmate is such an overused term, and it's just like I also feel like the term soulmate kind of I feel like people almost use it as like a prisoner because like go to speaker like do you be you I don't like here's my thing how I see love is I don't want to be with somebody where I have to force them to do this or force them to do that. I want to be with somebody who genuinely wants to be with me, who wants to grow with me, who wants to experience new things with me, who wants to understand me. And not saying that's always going to be perfect, but you know what, we could compromise here and there without necessarily changing ourselves. Like, you know what, that's what you want to do, I love you, I trust you, how can I support you, but at the same time how can we make sure we're okay.
Let's keep it 10,000 since you just said that. M- Like, and I'm piggybacking off of something that Golden was saying. The first step to any of it is knowing thyself. Because if you don't know thyself, how do you know what's going to make you happy and what's going to make you want to stay in a relationship? I feel like that when I mean everybody has their own ways of looking at different things, but I feel like when you allow a male to enter into you, you have a different form of a connection than if you was just talking. So to me, it's a deeper facts and it's deeper things that you're taking in and being and saying that you are this or you're that when Labels don't matter. It's how a person treats you and how you expect for a person to treat you. Because if you can't treat your own self well, how do you expect for somebody else to treat you well? Just a thought. If you're not good to yourself, then how do you expect somebody else to be good to you? If you don't never treat yourself out, I was guilty of it. I didn't treat myself. I didn't held myself to high regards as people do now because I had to learn and love me first.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I will.
this is how the side piece and the extra relationships, this is how they happen. People holding on to relationships that do not complete them. So they say, okay, well, like most people would say the 80-20 rule. So the gentleman has the 80 or the woman has the 80 in the house. And so now they go out to get the 20 so that they could have 100% person. But if you're settling, and it doesn't matter what you feel that you're settling, the 80-20 rule is just settling, period.
Mhm.
So if you feel that this person is good, but she or he is not fully what you want, let that relationship go.
I'm gonna take it even a step further than what you was just saying. Every relationship, whether it's family, friends, lovers, business, whatever, every relationship has expiration dates.
No.
Every one of them.
No, they don't.
Yeah, every
And
relationship has expiration
so,
dates onto it.
No.
does that include death itself?
Huh?
Can that include death itself?
Yeah, I mean, that person's no longer here.
That doesn't mean you don't love them.
I'm not saying that you don't love that person, but you learn something from a person, and some of us taking hold on to stuff that we should have been moved on from.
I gotta agree with I disagree with that, but only because I do believe in afterlife and like the spiritual realm. So
I'm not saying when a person dies that you don't still hold that person in regards and you don't love that person, but
no, but
every
I
relationship
feel like
has
they don't.
a
At least for
huh.
me, they don't expire. They don't expire. They just live in a different realm.
Yeah, and
They
I
just
don't I don't
different.
believe in the expiration date of a relationship. I don't believe that all relationships have an expiration date. Some are meant to last a lifetime. Some are
Mhm.
meant to last a day. You're
Mhm.
not going to know which one is which, so you have to walk the walk. But as for I mean, I've been in relationships 20 years. Um so you know, and then I've been in a relationship for a week. It just depends. It
Mhm.
depends. So I don't believe that every relationship has
So
an expiration date.
my question is, how are we defining relationship, regardless of romantic, friendship, family? How do we define a general
I'm
relationship?
just for me myself personally, when I say relationship, just about every aspect of your life, there's different forms of relationships. When you're working on a job and you work with a person for 40 hours a week, you create a friendship or a relationship. That is a form of relationship, is a friendship.
Nope,
When
that's
you
a coworker.
That's a whole different topic for another day. Because I'm golden. I agree with that.
That's a
You a coworker,
coworker.
buddy.
Cause I'm
You a
gonna tell you
coworker.
right now, I'm not
okay, so
messing up
but
my money.
okay, but well, let me finish saying what I'm saying.
I'm gonna get a new one when they get a new position. How you doing, Brenda?
Anywho,
Big Bertha.
every aspect of life has expirations, whether you want to agree with it or not. Every
I see what
aspects
you're
of life
saying. Yes, yes.
has some form of expiration. You're supposed to learn a certain something from that thing.
Hmm.
Take what you learn and apply it to the next part of where you're going to.
Oh, see, I see what you call aspiration. I call seasons.
Well, seasons, expirations, however you want to take and say
It's
it.
all the
I
same, right? How do you look at it? But I see what you're coming from now. Yes, I agree with that.
Mm,
But that's life. Like,
I
Jatar
I
said he
do.
thinks that y'all are overthinking what I'm saying. I think they
no, we
overthinking what
just
I'm
chatting,
saying
honey.
too.
That's what we do. We just chatting.
I'm about to say.
They got to be right, and I can't even be right none. So
Well,
I
I'm a person.
disagree
I'm
with
always
you,
right.
and
I'm a Pisces. I'm always right.
Well, I understand that with y'all Pisces.
Had to throw a little shade, just a
Speaking
little.
of y'all's Pisces, let's throw a video up in here
Hey,
so we
hey,
can.
come on, Pisces, brother. Yes, Pisces are always right.
Oh Lord. And so is
Child.
Sagittarius.
Amen. We are.
Sometimes I had that
Um,
experience a few days ago. Lord Jesus.
no.
And I got one more for you.
Dad, come here. What? You serious?
Woo, he wanted to hit her, but he had to remember.
That
And
was
that
a
Ooh,
was
pink eye special right there. Pink
okay.
eye special.
that came from her bowels, baby.
You gonna have
From her
Kobe dog
lower extreme.
issues.
Zana said, I don't believe another person's supposed to complete you. I believe that you're supposed to complete and add to your own life.
I definitely agree with that. Yes, I don't want no person
I I
to
agree
complete
with that, but I also slightly disagree with that. Do feel like people can come into your life and teach you or show you different things that or a different way of thinking of something that can help you along your way of completing what you feel like is your life.
I
I
feel like
feel
people.
like that you can always learn something from someone else. So they're not necessarily completing you, but they're helping you become complete.
Mm,
Because you can learn something from a child that's only been here 10 years. You can learn something from a dog watching it pee. You can
yeah.
learn something from a dumbass commercial that you didn't even pay attention to, but you've seen it 12 different times, and then you caught the meaning behind the commercial. It's the same thing with a song. You can hear a song, and depending on what parts of your life that you're going through at that present point in time, a song can mean multiple meanings to you. Not only the multiple meanings to you, but you can take and turn it around and learn something off off the same song multiple different ways.
Mhm. So do have a question. This is something that Golden did bring up earlier. Um,
Hmm.
sex. I think what was it? Intimacy versus just maybe sex or sexuality. Not necessarily in the gay LGBT, but how do people? How does everyone define that intimacy versus sex or the side piece? Like, what do you consider to be intimate to you?
Well, my first husband was terminal a couple of times during our relationship. So the physical aspect of our relationship was impossible. There's other things that are I'm not even saying sexual. There's other things that can fulfill your relationship without having to be sexual. You can have a fulfilling, happy, joyous union without having sex. So there's just times that you have to get in your quiet moment and you're just enjoying your family. You're enjoying your spouse. So sex is like entertainment. So if you're having sex with someone you love, there's love making, and then there's, everybody. I'm not gonna curse right now, but you know what I'm talking about. So for me, it's just
I feel you. Mine, to piggyback off what you're saying, I feel that, and I also want to take it a step further. When I enter into something that I say I want to be in a relationship with you, mine, it starts in the mind first. If you can't stimulate, turn me on, intrigue me, have my thoughts mentally, why move to a physical? Because I should be able to have a conversation with you. I should be able to have a phone call from you and that same amount of passion and love that I felt when we were together. That's like long distance dating. I'll put it like that. If you have to long distance date a person, you can't physically have that person to touch you, but they can mentally touch you because they can bring back. Remember the last time that we walked on the beach? That's to me, that's intimate. Or you just sat and you read something to each other, or you just sat and, like Golden was saying, you just sat and maybe that person just held you. You felt safe. You felt secure. That's intimate. That's intimacy to me. That's not something that is not sexual. It's not. You can do it anywhere. You can make a person feel safe and secure just by being in a person's presence. But it's each person has a different idea or a thought pattern of what they feel like is intimate. Sex is sex. Everybody know what sex is. But what is that thing that is going to keep your mind there outside of the sex? Everybody done got quiet now. Is that not Zion? Zion? Let me see. He probably eating.
Not eat.
Ice cream.
You know Zion probably eating some damn ice cream.
Ice cream. You scream. We all scream for ice cream.
You're getting
Okay,
ready to be.
so what do you do after the betrayal? Like we're talking about the side pieces. So let's just say if you're the main and you find out about the side piece.
I confront that nigga. I ain't taking it to her. Why I need to take it to her for?
I agree. I never think of a side piece. Why?
Why I need to take it to her?
But what? Okay, so what happens if the side piece is someone you know and someone who knows
Ooh,
y'all in a
my
relationship?
God, today. Did his ass whooping for everybody.
I would like I would like you to play the Ultimate Warrior theme song because that's how I'm running down the street.
What's that border comeback? Finish her.
Yeah, exactly.
Flawless
Exactly.
victory.
She-Ra!
Edges, they edges removed.
Flawless victory.
5.99 or something like that.
What was her name? Katanta wins. Flawless victory.
Weekends.
Or what's the other one? Fatality.
Okay. Well, okay, with the side piece. So, would you be mad if it was someone you did not know? You would be mad at your partner over the person that did not know you, correct?
Yes.
Say what?
Okay, so if your partner comes has a side piece and you don't know her,
Mm.
are you still mad at her or are you
No. I'm
where
not mad
where
at
does the
her.
blame lie?
The
With
blame
it.
lies with him because he knows he's in a relationship.
Well, you know what my thing is. If you cheat, I'm gonna cheat back. So
No.
I am like. Here's my thing. So like if
Nivea said,
tell you
if he ain't gonna leave them, let them cheat in peace. Oh
that
God.
part. That's why I
Hello.
said that. Because here's my
Hello.
thing. If he doing this thing, he taking the bills. He still treating me right. Yeah, you out here cheating, ain't telling me, but shit, I'm gonna cheat back. We can live. We can all be happy. Hell,
Okay. So
I'm
now
sorry, Jatari. Go ahead.
you've changed your relationship. So you were in a monogamous relationship
I
and
didn't
now
change. You changed it,
you're allowing your partner to cheat. Do you
and I'm
tell
cheating
them that you're allowing them to cheat or do you just let the cheating happen?
Let's be real. Men are stupid.
back. I
Let's
cheat.
let's just be real. Men are stupid. Men are not gonna check, and a quarter of the females is dumb too. Let's just be real. So I feel like that you ain't most of the time you ain't even gotta let the dumb man know that you know about the situation because the pattern changes. Men are men
Back
are
and give me deep
beasts
man.
of what's the word I'm looking for? They
Habit.
have a habit. If they start peeing the wrong way, you know something up.
How they start peeing around?
If for the last 10 years he done took and had the same haircut and then all of a sudden he wanted to try something new, something up.
Okay, so you would allow your partner to, if you knew that you were in
I want to
love
get
and
the facts
everything,
together first before I said anything.
so you would say something.
I would say something, but I would want to get the facts together first.
But what if you're not leaving the relationship?
Mm.
Oh,
Well, like I
Oh,
said, I'm gonna cheat back if
I ain't
you
gonna
say
let the bastard cheat in peace.
no,
It's
because
gonna
I
be
want to cheat in
it's
peace.
gonna be consequences behind the cheating. But just
But
know,
if
if
it,
you do
what is the
whatever
point?
you do to me, then I'm gonna do it to you. Do unto others as they have you do unto them.
That part.
But
That,
no, because let's just say you
why?
don't.
Child.
Let's just say, okay, so you're gonna cheat even though you don't desire anyone else.
Oh, well, see, I'm different. So it's my thing again. I can separate intimacy from sex. So you out here just having sex with people. Now, granted, if I was cheated on and I come across somebody that I might have just been having sex with, hey, we grow an intimate bond, then hey, it is what it is. That point I'll be leaving.
So let me ask you. Then let me say this. Then, so
Maybe.
if sex is nothing to you, then why not just invite that person to come along? But then you
I'll
take and
be
you
okay
turn
with
around
it.
and you do the same thing. So since you feel, because some people you have to take and show them the same way of what they're showing you.
Mhm.
You just have to treat that person the way they want to be treated. If they want to be treated and dogged out like a dog, then you have ways of. It's always with every action there's a reaction. So I can't tell the next person what to do because everybody looks and views at different things differently. But what I will say is that, to my knowledge, I've never been put into that type of situation. So I
Mhm.
can't hypothetically and say this, that, and the third, because if I was ever put into that situation, I don't know what I would do. And I'm just being
Mhm.
very straightforward, honest, and direct to the point. I don't know what I would do. But if I did get into that type of situation, I still don't know what I would do. Because if I done invested 15, 20 years into something with someone, it's hard just to take and pack up and roll on, because we all know that it's a pissy pool of people to take and deal with to date right now. Let's just be very real and very transparent. So I can't tell what the next person, and I can't tell you when enough is enough for you. I can only tell you what's enough is enough for me. And this is when I'm leaving. But I've never been put into that situation. So I don't have an answer for that. I'm just being honest. I don't really have an answer for that. Hypothetically this, hypothetically that, but I've never been put into that situation. And that's is being honest, just like being married. I've never been married before. So I can't tell you what a married woman or a married man will take and say about any of that because I've never been married before.
I don't even think it's a issue about being married or
I'm just saying
being
in
in a
general, I've never had that situation
Mhm.
happen to
no,
me.
no, I'm just saying outside of the box. I can speak for myself.
Hmm.
I've had this situation happen. I didn't care because at the end of the day I wanted to stay with him. I know it's stupid, but whatever. You love what you love, you hate what you hate. I did not want to leave.
Hmm.
I was happy. So I made allowances to keep my happiness because yes, I could have left and everybody can leave. That's the
Hmm.
bottom line. They keep saying, "Oh, it's a piss pool. There's not a lot of people." Let's be real. Everybody can leave and get into a new relationship. You may
Mhm.
not be happy, but you
Hmm.
can. I chose not to because he was my happy place. So I stayed until he eventually stopped being my happy place. But in that moment, that's what I wanted. So I stayed. And a lot of people make that decision. And I think more people make that decision than not.
Hmm.
And so now you're faced with things that you never even fathomed. Now, what do you do with this side chick? What I mean, I know plenty of people, young, old, and indifferent, who have heard of the secret family. The father has three families, and this their sister, but their mother doesn't like this person, and you stay and you make the best out of a bad situation because you love that person, and that person can't be replaced. Like Maxwell said, I can do better, but there's no one like you. And once you meet that person, You do a lot of things that you're not comfortable with doing if that person's not good to you. So,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully your soulmate is someone that will be decent. If your soulmate is a hellion, you're gonna have a very, very difficult road to go down. Um, and I believe a lot of people go through that, not just me.
I agree.
I'm about to say, so you briefly brought up a point when you talk about parents or just growing up, because I mean, I grew up in a family where we had the men had secret families on the side,
Hmm.
um, or multiple families, however you want to put it.
Shit, my uncle, one of them folks.
Okay,
Not one
so
of them,
I
several of
can't
my uncles.
lie. That's
We know
kind of
our auntie, and then they got we about to fucked up and fucked one of our cousins. Don't even know it.
that's literally my family. We have to kind of make sure because Papa's was Rolling Stones, so
Right. I don't know if
uh,
they was Rolling Stones, but there was something.
something, honey. But for me, I've been except the marriage part. Um,
Oh,
I've been in all those situations where I was the main, knowing he had side pieces, the main knowing he had side pieces, and me having my own side pieces, being the side piece, being
let's
promoted
bring
from side piece to main.
let's
Baby,
bring another element into it. What if the side piece brings in the STD?
ooh, that's gonna be messed up for the. Well, I think it depends. If
Because
it's
that's all parties. Because if y'all are not, if you've been together long enough, and you're not wearing protection anymore.
but so do people not still get tested once they get married and committed? Like that's just not a thing anymore,
STDs happen to anybody. If
right?
if you're having sex with somebody other than your spouse and y'all are not monogamous, you're one person can bring an STD into the household.
That's
So,
the risk.
and I mean, I've had one. I had one in my marriage. And I'm thinking that I'm over here like, okay, well maybe I'm losing weight and this is why I'm feeling this way and I'm dizzy for no reason, and he did not tell me.
Oh,
Oh damn!
oh no.
Did not
Oh,
tell me. My doctor, I fainted. I passed out. I fainted. Um and my doctor finally was like, I know as a married woman you're not going to want me to run these tests, but I'm doing it anyway. And I mean, granted, it wasn't the big ones or anything crazy. It was just chlamydia. But if you have it too long, you get sick. And he would go and get treated and think that that would be enough. Never told me, never anything.
oh hell.
So, yeah, it can happen. It can happen, and if you have a cheating partner, it's going to happen. Just hopefully it's one that you can take a Z pack and get rid of.
No.
Wow.
Wait, that reminds me of what's that scene in Why Did I Get Married where she knowingly gave the husband STD
From the
just to
mailman.
prove to him or prove that he was cheating.
Yep, from the mailman. Boom, boom. I already got mine.
Okay, now see if that cart no, he got to get his butt whooped. Now, if it's an open relationship, and again, I come from this. I don't care if we married, monogamous, poly, whatever. I'm getting tested regularly. That's just me. But it's gonna be him too. That's a requirement. But
Yeah, but that's what happens with cheaters. That's what happens with these side chicks.
right.
Your husband goes to work and then comes home and is tired. You're not going to question that he came home and he's tired, and okay, and then when you finally get intimate, it's like, okay, well, today he left a little early and we're having time together. A lot of married women don't even question the symptoms that they're having. They don't even relate them to STDs and STIs, because they don't know
Mhm.
to look for them because they think that they're in committed relationships. And a lot of the men, and it happens all the time. I used to work in the hospital. The men would come in, they would state, but New York is different from Florida. They would get tested and they would have the health department call their wife.
Oh,
It was,
you get that here too.
who have you been in contact with? And the health department would call.
Lord Jesus.
Wow.
Lord Jesus. Wow.
If
And it
that
But
ain't
ain't
we
a
need
slap in the
we need to
face.
start being truthful.
so
A lot of people get okay, I'm just gonna say when I was younger, teenager, I had I had contracted an STD, and I didn't tell my partners who I was with. I just went and got treated and was like, okay, cutting you off, and I'm moving on. Never told
Mm.
them. I'm like, well, apparently you wasn't just with me, so we're gonna keep it moving. But that's why I just every 3 months, happy,
Yeah.
sad, good relationship, bad relationship. My doctor says I don't have to get tested. I said, no, I'm gonna get
I
tested
sure will.
every 90 days.
And my whole thing is like, it doesn't even matter if you married or not. Like, everyone should be getting tested. I don't care. Like, that's just how I feel. Bro. Everyone should be
I
getting tested.
I
Every,
know. I went through life. I'm just gonna be very transparent. I went through life, and I was stupid with what I was doing. Um, but now that I am slightly sexually active, I'm not like all the way, but I'm slightly sexually active. I'm on prep.
Slightly. Okay.
Yeah, slightly. That means every couple months, not no, regular, slightly. And little piece that last little piece I had, baby, that wasn't in the right home to nobody mama about. That was actually an embarrassment. But I digress. If
we
you
are.
know how to take and get to keep yourself together, whether it's taking your prep pills so that you're not catching the big one, or going to get tested, I don't know what's wrong with you. And then everybody want to hit raw. Don't nobody want to use condoms anymore. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all need to get yourself together.
I mean, it's a
Jesus
risk.
will fix
Like, if
it.
you gonna be out here raw, it's gonna be open. So I feel like if you out here doing raw, you can't get mad if you catch something.
Right. Every OnlyFans, everybody on there with no condoms. I ain't seen an OnlyFans yet that had
And
condoms
I'm
on.
not shaming it because I participated too. But I'm just saying, like, if you
I
participate
ain't
in that,
either because it
know the
feel
risk
better.
and protect yourself accordingly.
Right.
Protect yourself
But
accordingly.
there's so many at home tests that you can buy at your local drugstore
Hmm.
that will give you an honest result, at least at the time, because they state if you take it at the time and it's not detectable or the test did not read it, it can't be transmitted. So if you're testing, if you're having casual sex with people that you're never going to see again, go spend the $100 to get the kits, because the $100 cannot fix things that you can't get off of you.
Yep. That you got to live with the rest of your life.
Exactly. So the kits are sold online. They're sold at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS. I mean, back in the day, Rite Aid. You can.
Shoot. Order for Amazon, get it
I'm about to say
discreetly shipped.
Amazon or somewhere online.
This is what I'm saying.
Have your
Have an
little stock
arsenal.
up.
I
Hmm.
mean, we're all
Absolutely.
adults. When you're really into somebody, condoms go to the wayside. We've all been there, where you're comfortable with your partner. If you're comfortable enough to let them in your body, I don't know why you're not comfortable enough to let them in your pocket. Go get tested.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Regina said riding raw these days is asking for sodas. 1 out of 3 people are gifting people with herpes. Good God Almighty.
Girl,
Yeah, I
that's
don't.
definitely going up. But
My,
another thing I feel like people don't even care nowadays because, oh well, there's medication for that. Not realizing that, well, yes, there could be long lasting effects to it, despite that, medication might take it away, but you could still have long lasting effects from it.
people don't realize that you can still transmit when you have breakouts. Your men show breakouts differently from women. So watch what you're taking and putting in your mouth, or watch what you're taking and putting in whatever holes that you're using. That's all I'm gonna say.
Where you fall.
Huh?
I said, be careful where you fall.
Well, yeah.
I have to ask a question. Why are people embarrassed of transmitting or have ever gotten STDs or STIs? People
Mm.
don't speak openly about it. We can talk about raw sex and anal sex and having sex with
Because it's
random
the
people.
stigmatization that people take and put on to somebody that knowing that they had something, people feel like that they're nasty then.
Yep.
So you can't admit that, that you've had or contracted an STD or an STI.
That's how most people look at it.
I say yeah. And you know how society is like we always want to look at the good but ignore the bad.
Hmm.
Like what somebody said in the comments, it can't happen to me. It won't happen to me. I'm not a statistic. Not realizing the statistics themselves. Like, oh baby, yes, we are. We are the statistics. We
I
can't be.
agree with you, Zala. Zala said, that's because we add shame to things.
Hmm.
We shame a person,
Well,
and
I mean,
therefore
if
a
you're
person don't want
having
to take and come out and do it.
side piece relationship, or you're entering into these, um, and even to go into the poly relationships, you still have to date people. The relationship doesn't happen. You still have to date and meet people and see if they're a good fit. You're still going to be sexually active with multiple people.
Hmm.
So if you're sexually active, and I mean, I've gotten older, so there's a lot of things that I do differently than I used to do when I was 18 and 19. But, nevertheless, you're going forward, just start implementing open conversation. Have you ever had one? Did you get it treated? Asking people if they've had a long-term STD or STI, because they can actually affect reproductive organs.
Hmm. For men too, because a lot of men don't think it can happen to them. But yeah,
Well,
ED all of that.
I've tested people before, because I test all new partners. That's my thing. I'm not That's just my rule. I'm testing you in the room. I would love to send you to a lab, but the least I do is in-home test. And there's
Mm.
been many gentlemen that I've had to tell them that they've had something
Oh
and
wow.
where to go to get treatment. And then they go back and tell the partners that they were with, and now they come over and say, "Well, there's 7 girls that had it." Well, those 7 girls have slept with 7 other people. So this tree is just gone crazy, and the only reason you knew is because I spent my money. I
Yep.
should get my money from them 7 people.
Right.
I should go
That
over their
part.
house and be like,
Seven after the
put
seven.
your money in the tray.
Hmm. Send it to the Cash App now.
Exactly.
Well,
Well,
I
y'all.
I tested one gentleman who actually showed up positive for the HIV, and I had to give him the pamphlet out of the kit.
oof.
So you just have to be very careful. And he was the sexiest one. I was a little upset.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
No, you didn't.
That I just thought of that video. I'm sorry.
And you know what? He actually looked like the dude with the big
Right.
afro, good skin. I was like,
Right.
why couldn't the little brown one that I ain't really like? But it always works out.
Yeah.
My God.
Well, y'all, we have had an interesting conversation tonight. I don't hold y'all late because I know some people got to work tomorrow. I'm off because I can stay on this for a little for longer. But I know out of respect of everybody else. In closing, final thoughts goes down to Lily. Final thoughts, and then also let them know where to find you at.
I will just say that no matter if you main side piece, main whatever, just get tested, communicate with your partners, and like Golden and Jasmine, please know thyself. That's what it really comes down to. Know thyself, and know thy standards, and don't be afraid to communicate those standards and hold true to them. You can find me on Instagram, mainly mx.lelee, Leelee, on all platforms except Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also find me at PDS_style. And on Facebook is house, HUS_PDS.
Okay. Hold, please, just 1 second. And the one and only Gordon. Final thoughts.
After this conversation, definitely I want to piggyback on what Lily said, getting tested, but also knowing what is important to you. Is the relationship important to you? And do you feel that you are being valued and loved? And are you valuing and loving the person that you're with? If you are, then you're in the right place. Take your time, breathe easy. Everything will work itself out. I can be found on Facebook, Instagram, and we're going to leave that other one out at Golden Onassis.
Why you want to leave the other one out?
We're not talking about that because it's side piece conversation.
Me and my side piece.
Exactly.
All righty, hold on just 1 second, man. All righty, y'all. I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for coming through and being a part of the conversation this evening. Thank y'all for still being a part of my weight loss journey. I am down almost 20 pounds, y'all. So moving on and trying to do it. Special shots going out to everyone that's in the chat tonight. Aubrey 305, the one and only Silent. Miss Nivea, missed your girl. Regina, all the way from Detroit. All the way from Ohio. Jatari, baby. Let's see who else. I am Eugene. It was beautiful seeing you again this evening. All I'm gonna say is this, because they've said it very, very nicely. All I'm gonna say is this. Not only know your own self, but have boundaries for yourself. If you're a side piece, knowingly that you're going into a situation knowing that you are the side piece, play your role respectively. You ain't got to come at somebody's job. You ain't got to come at somebody. You got to act the fool because you know going into this situation what it was. If you the main chick and find out about the side piece, don't check her, check him. But you seen the writing on the wall already. So what you gonna do? You gonna interrupt what you already built for all these years to go after, or what? I mean, let's think about it. Anywho, God only made one you. If you're not you, who the hell else can you be? I'll be back tomorrow night and we will be doing a night of shade, about a good 35-40 minutes, maybe an hour. Be back tomorrow night, and I hope to see each and every one of y'all with that. Happy birthday to each and every one of y'all that are sharing a birthday as of right now. And don't forget, y'all, you know I love you. Keep shining while I'm gone. And there's always beauty in the scars. Until 8 o'clock tomorrow. See ya.
You say you're broken, I'm here to heal. You say you messed up, I'm here to build. I'm offering a love that sees beyond your fears. And if you ever doubt yourself, then baby, know I'm here. You never have to question my love. And when you're down, know I'm there to pick you up. And if the world ever causes you to question who you are, my love will never change for you, no. I found beauty in your scars. I found beauty in your scars. Tell me pretty lies.